flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Alrighty then. So we'll kick off the session by recapping a little bit with what happened last time.
We gonna die.
The group.
That's the recap for next time. Sorry.
Next time, yeah. The group stood at the bow of the fishing vessel as the ship was being docked. They stayed there waiting with Vera and a couple of the other Duragar as a large contingency of armored Duragar made their way up the pier towards them. One specifically made his way onto the gangplank and asked to come aboard. He greeted Vera, the crew, and the group. He learned his name was Hawkus Hammerhand, brother of Bellar. Hawkus is spelled Hokkas, just for all those needing it. After this, they were escorted back to a building just off the dock, and here they learned he was in possession of another piece of Trentamere, and some of the benefits he has received because of it. Passage was charted for them through Hawkus upon Greta's Razorback to the islands they were looking at going to in the cliffs. Some of the group talked with Hawkus while they were waiting and learning what they could about him, his peace, and his establishment in the Bloodgood lands. But eventually the ship was ready and they were escorted back to the pier. They came upon the end of the dock and noticed a draken turtle. Now, it's not a dragon turtle, as I've had someone ask me. It's a draken turtle. Drakken turtle. Whereas dragon turtles are monstrous creatures, almost the size of islands. Draken turtles are a little bit smaller. Think of the wyvern to dragons. Draken turtles are sort of the same in the dragon turtle sense.
So discount dragon turtle.
Teenage dragon turtle. Get it?
Are they also mutants?
Some would say. But they
Are
love
they in the
pizza.
half shell?
They love pizza.
Nerds for the win.
With that, just so that way you get an idea of size. I don't want you guys thinking it's a full island-sized dragon turtle. But as they approached the dragon turtle, they entered the opening that was provided for them. They realized this was a mechanized dragon turtle and used as a submersible ship, and they were off. After a couple days' travel, Nori's piece of Trentamere woke her from a slumber again. This time she was pulled downwards, and after asking the captain Nastal, Nastal, just for everyone who needs it, to stop the ship, she relayed the information to the group, and they all went above. Once outside, they saw the mysterious vanishing island they had come in contact with in the past, but decided to pass it and go straight for the piece. Using the spells they've come accustomed to when dealing with water, they headed down and started searching, as they were on a timer given to them by Nastal. At the bottom, they came across a glow and decided to check it out. As Kaporn made his light MJ move over towards it, it was consumed, and two eyes opened up from the reef they were facing. It reeled back into the darkness and started moving all around in the water, as a lengthy eel raced towards Rachaw's face before stopping just short, snapping, showing a violet crystal embedded in its head. The eel was reeled back in by this giant creature, and that's where we resume. I need everyone to shit themselves. But
Taking care.
in all seriousness, it hovers just out of sight from pretty much everybody. This large form, sort of ambiguous in the darkness already because you guys only have so much distance to see, with really Rachaw's light being the main purveyor of light down here. Even those with dark vision can see just beyond it, but this creature has recoiled back and is keeping its distance. Possibly it not liking the light, or it just using the darkness to its advantage. All you can see is a brief outline of it. And though you saw the large reef that you would come across when you looked for the glow, most of that reef is no longer there. And you can see the outline shape in the water behind this creature as that reef is now moving, flowing behind it. All in all, from where you guys can see, just the outline shape, this thing is probably ranging in about the 80-foot tall mark. Lengthwise, not 100% sure. You're not even sure if it's touching the ocean floor at this moment. You can just see the overall shape. But you do see the two yellow eyes with slits that just kind of look down towards you all. Not bright enough to really give a glow and illuminate anything, but just bright enough so that way you can keep an eye on it. It resides there, about 100 feet away from you all currently, just hanging about in the water. Now you remember it saying, "Ooh, snacks." But it hasn't said anything since then, and this was also in your mind. Though you can feel the grumble and the vibration of it actually saying this, you hear it more in the back of your head than you hear it through the water. But it continues to stay there, not getting any closer, not moving any further away, just outside of visual range, just watching you all.
Just watching, huh?
For now.
Well, at least it's not immediately aggressive. That's somewhat of a good sign, maybe.
Can't hear you.
I assume I wouldn't have been swimming with it out, but Amric will unsling his shield from wherever it is and kind of unsheath his sword and just have him at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
Bryn's gonna do the same thing and light her sword up, and that'll be 80 feet up again, or up again, or whatever.
Corn's gonna resummon dancing lights. He'll keep one about 30 feet off to his left, and the other two he's gonna send.
Okay, if we're starting to get into this realm of stuff, go ahead and situate you guys yourselves on the map where you would all like to be, picturing the top of the moon being where the creature is at. Don't worry about distance. It's more of just a idea of where you guys are all standing with one another.
Corn's probably out here.
And remember that Racha is, besides your dancing lights, we're going to do it right before you pop them. Racha is the source of light at the moment.
And I was already by Racha, so I'll keep that the same.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone has dolphins, and they're all going to give you the help action.
I would say that everyone's dolphins is relegated to their turn. And if you want to use your dolphin for your movements, you can go ahead and do so.
Dolphin missile, go!
You can do that too if you want.
Racha will just sort of look towards Nori and go, "Nori's in my head?"
Well, he has a piece, doesn't he? Or, yeah, Nori will say that mentally to Racha.
This would be Kapor when you start to pop your lights.
Your turn.
So go ahead and, Kapor, do little circles where you'd want your lights.
Okay.
This is stupid. Mentally to this thing, Nori's going to say, how about no snacks?
But I'm so hungry.
I know, we can just make you food. You don't have to eat us. Go fishing or something.
What do you have to offer? You're putting lights near him?
I'm trying. This is weird. Hold on. I can't grab it.
You can't use the select tool to just highlight over it.
Yeah, it wasn't letting me. For some reason, it wasn't grabbing the box. Just kind of like, they're just kind of like surrounding in their own circle in front of me, kind of thing.
Okay, so you're not trying to use them to see it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push it to them. It's just kind of like 60 feet between me and the creature. It's half the full distance of the spell.
Okay, but it gives what, 30 feet of light, or 15?
Each one gives off 10 feet of dim light on
Okay.
their own.
That's fine.
Only when they're combined together, I think they give a little bit more. It's like mid light or something like shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this creature's ugly face yet.
Well, Nora?
I don't know what I have to offer this guy. I know I need to kill him so I can get the piece. Because it's on his dang tongue.
I mean, maybe we could negotiate for the piece. Do you have to kill him? Is that mandatory?
It's embedded in him, and he's wanting snacks. And I presume that. I don't know what I'm doing.
What's going on?
Yeah, so far it's all
He's
been in your head.
asking- Georgia, they're asking if we have anything to offer because they're hungry.
I don't know how old it is at this point, but it has been in a vacuum. I could pull out the fish that I had acquired. I don't even remember where I got it from.
The fish from when Kaporan gave it to you?
Maybe? I think that's might be the one I'm thinking of. I thought I caught something between then and then, but that
Yeah, but
wasn't the one
the-
with Vera.
The fish you caught, say with Vera. The fish you got at Kimber is gonna be at least a week old, maybe more.
It's definitely
It's a
turned to tuna.
monster.
Well, he will pull that out regardless because it needs to go at this point. And then also, he will basically get rid of the rest of his rations. Because that's the only real food otherwise that he has.
Nora, you're the one that's been talking to him.
I gesture to the thing that Richaz proclaimed to just go, snacks?
It is like 150 pounds of week-old tuna.
Meat. I can get on my own.
Oh, another puppy!
And all of a sudden, you hear as a small orca you see gets dragged from your guys' vision into the darkness, and you just start to see cloud of red pour forth from the mouth of this creature.
No, I feel sad, but it is the circle of life.
Yes, the animals are naturally swallowed whole by large kraken-esque creatures.
Yeah.
Amric has an offering. Amric?
How dare you? We do not offer the puppies. Or the kitties.
Only Mizia Pussycat.
Well, he says he can get meat on his own. So, to the creature, well then what do you want?
Without you guys being able to have seen it, all of a sudden, one of Kaporan's lights goes out.
Mini MJ, no!
A second one. A third.
As Kaporan is watching his lights go out, he's kind of like backing up. He's like, that light was like only 20, 30 feet off to my left, and that's way too close for comfort.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Can we all make it, or is it just him?
Just him.
15.
As you're kind of floating a little bit and backing up, your foot kind of catches something as you're taking the step back, and you kind of step over it and look down as this tentacle just slurps back into the darkness.
Can I ask, right now, are we still floating, or are we like on the seafloor?
You guys are still holding the dolphins for movement sakes, so you're technically floating. But you're like, your feet are like kissing the ground.
Can I have the dolphins echolocate and try to pinpoint exactly where this thing's head is, or just where the largest? Where is this thing?
Well, you see the eyes, so you roughly know where the head's at.
But then things are going out.
Yes.
Oh, the lights are going out. Okay.
Kaporan at this point has little girl screamed as as he's kicked the tentacle.
Did you ink yourself?
Kaporan is not going to deny nor accept that statement.
Kaporan pleads the fifth.
Pleads the fifth. But Kaporan has pointed out that the tentacle was right next to him.
So hungry.
Hungry for what? Please elaborate. I can't read your mind, buddy.
Go ahead and give me dex saves for 6 of your dolphins.
Okay. What is their
Doesn't
dex?
I think it eats magic.
I spelled dolphin wrong.
This would be
With
for
a
everyone's
+1.
Sorry, this would be everyone's dolphins but Bryn's.
I'm just going to roll. So that'd be 70 20s.
6.
Okay, but there are 8 of them. So, because Bryn. Okay, never mind. And they get a +1, so that is a 5, 2 8s, a 21, a 18, and a 16.
Okay, going from... Just to go left to right to make it easier. Kaporan, your 2 dolphins gone. Because, wait, Kaporan had 2 or Kaporan had 1? I know
2.
Bryn... Okay, so Bryn had 2, Kaporan has 2, Amric has 2?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 6. Do you have 1? Rachel have 1? And Rashi?
has one.
So that's 9?
No, Bryn 2, 2,
So
4.
it was.
Oh,
I assumed it was just me doing my bonus action dash was to keep up with everybody.
we had enough when Saren was here. I don't.
Because
Oh, that's why, because Saren had died, and
Well, it's
I
because
miscalculated.
Amric requires 2 instead of Saren requiring 1.
Yeah.
Was it that we could have Richa and Nori share a dolphin because of the weight? Kind of like the horse thing?
Possibly. That's what we're going to go ahead and say happened now.
Yeah.
Luckily, you guys have a ship to have left you most of your stuff, so anything extra could have been left behind. But good thing to know about that for future references. Okay, so Kaporan, Amric, and Bryn all sharing 2 dolphins. So 2, 2, 2. And then Racha and Nori have 1, and Rashi has 1. So, Kaporan's, both of your dolphins are gone. Amric, one of yours disappears. Nora and Rachel, yours is fine. And Rashi, yours is fine. But
Okay.
you do see at least the thick, large tentacles all making their grasps coming from underneath. And the dolphins that did get taken got completely wrapped in them. And you see inside the tentacle itself, because after it devours them, the fey creatures go away, but the tentacle remains behind. The tentacles have mouths on the sides of them. So you see them kind of like wrap around a dolphin, chew, and then the dolphin disappears, and you see the mouth still trying to chew for more. But missed a few, and some it got before the tentacles recede back into darkness.
I am okay. Watching all this,
Good snacks.
going to cast
he eats the magic.
spiritual weapon. About 30 feet away from me.
Okay.
As a player, I am terrified right now and trying not to have a panic attack.
Towards like
So
Bryn or towards like Kaporan or behind you?
Towards the creature, but not in a threatening way. And
Okay.
we have water breathing, so technically we can talk, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Rashi is gonna say, here is a snack. I can give you 3 more.
Make it look like a donut.
I'm gonna make it look like an orca because that's the thing that he last ate.
So
There's no specifying what it can look like technically.
I think it does say it has. Does it?
it says weapon, I think.
Yeah.
Well, an orca is a weapon if you're a freaking giant creature.
Slap
I'll
somebody with a
smack you with
fish,
an
see what
orca.
happens.
Yeah. There's no
Anything gives you a
mandatory.
weapon
Like,
if
most
you're a-
people usually make it look like their deity or whatever, but I don't know that Mithranim has a
It's a sledgehammer.
symbol, so it just usually shows up as a hammer of some kind.
Yeah, his is like a sledgehammer, like a blacksmith's hammer.
That makes sense.
So a few seconds after you summon that and say that, it disappears as well. And you just hear from the creature, "More."
Kaporan summons 3 more lights, but this time he's bringing it right up to the creature. They're kind of like skirting the floor.
Okay. About halfway towards the creature, they all disappear.
Racha will unhitch his blow dart gun from his hips, and he's like, extra special. He's like, looking for a bargain?
It doesn't seem to find any interest in your weapon. As the other magical creations have disappeared quite quickly, you kind of sit there and hold it out. Nothing happens to it.
Kaporan's gonna start moving back at at 10 feet because that's as fast as he can go. Kind of start backing away from this creature.
Okay. More. This is said out to everybody, so you all hear it, all feel it.
I can pull out a mage hand. That's all I got out of my ghost out of my ghost light.
You want to risk that?
So I guess it comes down to, is the ghost light
The ghost is a spiritual creation of energy, so there might be a chance that if it gets consumed, the lantern is no more.
Mentally to Racham, just Nora goes, I don't think we want to feed this thing. We're probably making it stronger.
Strong enough.
I'm sorry, Rich, I don't know what you're saying.
Whoa, that's a big fella there.
He's already strong enough.
He'll just sort of like shrug at it and it's like, maybe a deal.
He's trying to think, how would you go about wanting to make a deal with this thing? I think it might try to eat all our magic and then eat us. Because a lot of us are very magical.
He'll sort of like look over towards the eyes and go, anything else?
It just looks on. Going by its breathing pattern, because you can feel the slight current shift as it kind of sucks in and breathes out. It's speeding up its breathing pattern as you all sit there just contemplating.
Amric's gonna move with his dolphin about, not back any, but maybe like 10 feet up off the ground.
Okay.
What's our time we've been here?
You guys went down, so it took 20 minutes to get down. You guys were searching around for 15 minutes before this was found. So right
So
now,
we have...
and you've been dealing with this creature for about a minute now.
Okay, I thought this conversation was going on a lot longer.
No, just the players.
Rachaz is just gonna try and offer his longbow then, or maybe he'll pull out his longbow and he'll try and pull an arrow out of the dirt and not fire at it, but try and fire off a shot for it.
Okay. All right, so you take one from the ground, so it'd be considered coastal, so it's a lightning arrow. And
Right.
you're not shooting at it, but like off to the side.
Yeah, I'm sort of like firing one into the air to see, but I specifically want to try and see which eel, or if I can locate where this crystal is, or at least the eel that has the crystal attached to its head.
Okay, so are you trying to shoot it close enough to see this creature, or?
Yeah, I want to try and basically be able to see that crystal when it goes for this arrow, if it goes for this arrow, more or less.
Okay. So you go ahead and roll a d20, add your dexterity. So dex check. This is to see how close you can get it without seemingly trying to be threatening, but if you can still get it close enough.
I mean, I'd just fire it straight into the air if I could.
Okay, because the thing that's been eating your magic creation so far has been tentacles, not the eel. So unless you try to get it closer to it, because when this thing first tried snapping at you, it was about 60 feet. So you're guessing that's probably the distance cap on the eel. Right now it's sitting at about 100 feet away. if you just shot something straight above your head, then the eel has no chance at being the thing to eat it.
Wait, if it's 100 feet away, I can't talk to it.
It can talk to you.
And
It's
then
got
you
the
can
connection.
respond to it. Yeah.
You can reply to this message.
Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. That's sad.
All right, Rachel. You shoot the lightning arrow. I would say roughly in its direction, but nowhere near threatening. A tentacle comes up and catches it. And you see, interestingly enough, as the... Because you all see this arc of lightning just off the water, and then all of a sudden disappear, but not really. Kind of just all of a sudden get motionless. And you see the tentacle that's wrapped around the spot, and all of a sudden the electricity arcs down the tentacle and then disappears for a moment into the darkness that is this creature. And then everyone who went up, so that's Amric and Kaporin, I need you two to make dexterity saving throws.
Warren was just backing up, not going up.
Yeah, behind you the sand starts to rise up.
Oh, okay.
I don't like that. I don't like those numbers either.
You think Kaporin's about to... Kaporin has done many things that he's pleading the fifth to right now. To say that my heart's in my throat right now, it would be an understatement.
So, as the lightning disappeared, all of a sudden, coming from the center mass of this creature, a lightning bolt cracks through the water above you all, missing the majority of you, not really being much of a threat, but Amric and Kaporin, who have started to move back and away and up, the lightning bolt cuts through both of you, catching you guys both, taking 21 points of lightning damage.
After that beautiful display, because it's been telling us he wants something to eat, Bryn's just going to ask it, what will you do if we continue to feed you?
After that last bit of energy sent its way, its voice cleans up a bit, and you hear, "Nothing. I'm just so hungry." I have no quarrel with you, just haven't eaten in a while.
Can Kaporin insight check that?
Sure.
Also, insight check this guy, because Nori doesn't trust this thing as far as she can throw him, which is nowhere.
Sure, go ahead. DC's high because you can't see this creature.
Also, if you didn't see it, I used stones
Yeah, I saw
endurance
that.
and knocked.
I mean, he's got no reason to lie, and probably could have eaten you all by now if he wanted to, or at least started something, or took that attack as a attack. It's obviously got something, so. And I mean, looking around, you guys aren't seeing shipwrecks. You're not seeing, underwater civilizations or anything. So if this thing does feed on magic, it probably hardly ever gets any.
Don't make me feel bad for this thing, Val. It's terrifying.
It has not attacked anyone.
That is true.
Or just got a lightning bolt to the.
He was just returning it back,
So,
amplified.
so Kaporin should thank Rachel for that.
Yeah, technically Rachel just continued his streak of harming teammates.
Kaporin's kind of taking up a stance at this point. Like he just got a return fire. He won't do anything. He says out, "No quarrel," you say. How much more would you need?
How much do you have?
I'm only a lonely bard. I only have so much for you, but I will give you a portion of my power. As Kaporin, major image level 3, a Barnabas in front of him, 30 feet in front.
What level?
Level 3. I think that's the lowest level I can use that.
The Barnabas is kind of standing there, swinging his tail, and kind of turns around and looks at your group, kind of like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, 2 tentacles just, and it disappears.
Kaporin enjoyed that sight very much.
More.
We're feeding this thing, and I don't know. I don't.
Kaporin is downright scared and very flighty. So
What's it worth to you?
Hungry.
Okay, so it's intelligent, but B, it's not necessarily deep conversation intelligent because it's hungry.
Yeah, you starve and see how much you want to talk. Think of the homeless people from South Park. Change. Change. Anybody got some change?
mine.
I mean, that's just greedy though, Kaporin. That's not like needing something. Seagulls are just greedy fucks. Rashi is going to. Oh god, I'm gonna hate myself for this probably, but I'm going to cast a 3rd level spiritual weapon, but obviously like in not a non-threatening manner. I don't trust casting any other spells and having it not take it as a harm. Also, I'm not touching.
So, Orca spiritual weapon gets summoned out once more, and this time, almost playfully, the tentacle kind of comes up and like rises up to be right in front of the Orca's face, and one of the mouths slowly opens before it just expands and encompasses the whole Orca, taking it in one bite.
Oh, great. Okay, at least it appreciates my sense of humor, I guess.
If they continue feeding you, because quite honestly, I don't think I have anything to offer, unfortunately, then we get something in return.
Your lives. I'm just hungry.
Great, okay.
Anybody else?
Well, what are you doing way down here?
My home.
But if you're hungry, your food's not here.
You the response you get isn't so much a verbal one, more a gesture of two tentacles kind of rising up out of the silt almost directly beneath you all, without you even realizing that they were there, and then kind of making a gesture at all of you.
Like we're its meal, and we're its food, and we're
Like,
here.
obviously, he's still alive, so it's enough to survive.
So how long have you been down here?
Hungry.
Traveling companion?
Kaporin, you feel this thing sliding up your back.
Oh god.
And as you're kind of standing there, not wanting to move too much, you feel that the width of it is probably the width of you. And then you feel this thing kind of crawl over your shoulder and, like, start to play with your chin.
Kaporn like throws out 3 more dancing lights in front of him.
Before you even get finished casting from your hands, as the lights start to travel out, they just... as the tentacle has slithered down your arm during the time that you were casting, and just took it as you were sending it out. You said you'd give a portion. How about some more?
Would you care to be friends? If we're friends, I wouldn't mind giving a friend some food, of course.
You feel along your back, certain portions of the tentacle seems to recede, and you start to feel hard surfaces kind of grinding against portions of your back and your armor.
Mentally to compare and go, she goes, you promised him, you have to follow through. When you make a promise to a big scary thing, you have to follow through.
Horn back into her and mentally, I said a portion, god damn it!
Shouldn't have told it you had more.
Specify.
What does it do? Just feeding it cantrips over and over.
It doesn't seem to satisfy it as much. So far, it's consumed 3 third-level spells. And I believe, technically, Racha's bow counts as a cantrip as far as the shots that it's used. So it's consumed 5 cantrips, 3 third-level spells, 2 first levels, I believe.
And a second level.
And a second level. The way that it's saying hungry and the like seems like it needs something extra juicy. Possibly 4th level spell?
Yeah, but I only have 1, and I still don't fucking trust that it's not going to attack us.
It's gotten a taste and now it wants the main course.
Rashi will look over at Nori and be like, it's your call, you need the thing.
We've definitely made a mistake feeding this thing. Because if we were gonna fight it, we fed it. So now I don't think fighting it is a wise decision. And Val's little smile confirms that for me. Yeah, but if
I mean, if you guys want to.
I'm pretty sure in its weakened, even in its weakened state, it would still wipe the ocean floor with us, most likely.
I mean, if you guys want to, we're ready for it.
fuck, hold on. Sorry.
I'm not.
Can I just say this screen is really cool, and I would love that as the background. But at the same time, uh,
I mean your background screen because it's terrifying every time you put it up and we're in water. So
I think Nori's having cat problems. And not the cat problems she was having when she got shot. But
you said there's okay, so it's in like shadowy thing, but you said there's like kelp or seaweed near, like kind of near it somehow.
well, you guys were approaching a large reef, but as this creature has moved, you realize that it wasn't a reef so much as well, it is a reef technically. It's just a reef that had grown along the body of this creature. So as it moved away, a good portion of it started cracking and breaking off. So around you guys right now, you guys are off in this corner. So around you right now, there is a little bit of reef that had stayed connected, but the majority of it has gone away as this creature has moved.
the screen feels like I should see a giant
Okay.
Kamatua come show out of nowhere.
Okay. Against the panic in my being right now, Rashi is going to cast a 4th level spell. It doesn't really matter what it is because it's going to eat it anyway, and be like, "Here you go. This is all I have for you."
Will let go of Kaporin?
It does matter a little bit on what spell you use.
Okay. Let's do. Well, it seems to like me casting spiritual weapon as an orca, so I'll do that, but at a 4th level.
Okay.
So it's like a really big orca.
Yeah. So, you kind of offer and summon that up in front in the space between. Kapoor and you almost get spun in the air a little bit as the tentacle is retreated from the back of you, sliding across the ground. You see silt and ocean floor sand kind of moving in all directions around you guys, as all of a sudden about 7 different tentacles spire up out of the sand and start wrapping and tangling around the orca. And you can see this, though it is in creation and an inanimate, the terror that comes across the orca's face as the tentacles are wrapping tightly around it with just a face left before another tentacle just covers it. And then, in a splash of white light through the tiny crevices between the tentacles, the orca is no more. And the tentacles all retreat back towards the darkness of this creature. Ah, so much better. And you guys kind of, those that are still kind of like touching the ground, feel the vibration, but you all see as a big bit of sand and silt kind of cascades forwards away from this creature as it seems to make its landing on the ground. And you see tentacles just whoosh, 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 slapping forward and pulling this thing forward as it's starting to move towards you all into the light. It stands at just the edge of the light, barely starting to creep into Rachaw's lantern distance. And you see
The white pearly
Whoops.
gates of heaven open up in front of you. But for Rachal, the red gates of because he's got a curse.
I don't think this far down in the ocean, usually gates that open lead somewhere else, Kaporin, and it's not up. It's not to whiteness in heaven.
The gates of the abyss open.
Yeah, yes.
Oh my gosh, why?
Yep. I'm
minus
gonna put
the
my
minus
screen
the
over that, 'cause- I don't want to know.
The items and the debris on its back, it is instead coral and reef rock. But the face of it kind of creeps over the edge into the light, and it just looks at you all with a slight smile to its face. So, what brings you down to my home?
Rashi glares at Nori like, go on, tell him. She doesn't say it, but she like does the like that head nod, you do when you're like, go on.
Nori's just like, this sucks.
Rashad just sort of waves and goes, "Hi."
Hi.
Like gestures towards himself. Is like, "You got a name?"
It's funny when you do that sound underwater, it's because the bubbles don't really allow for the harsh snapping sound. So he kind of just bubbles water back towards you. Close enough.
So we know Richard's Western name now.
I'm gonna call you Blub Blub.
My name is Christophinson.
Nice to meet you.
I am Kivervalin's pet.
I'm trying to
Huh?
remember, was that the god person? I
Yes.
didn't kill him.
Yes, Kivervalin is the octopus god of the deep.
You're his pet.
I like to think so.
So that's why this is.
Like I said, what brings you to me?
Curiosity, I guess?
Oh, well, happy days, huh?
Yes, I will not lie, I am terrified.
It sounds like I'm doing my job then.
And Rashad just nods vigorously at that.
Has your curiosity been sated?
I'm really sorry, but I finally found the spider, and I need to kill it, because it's really big.
The answer is no. There's always something worse.
Spiders.
She has a tentacle monster attacking her in digital life, and she has a.
Eight-legged freak attacking her in real life.
Technically, it's not attacking us, and yeah, no, tentacles and spiders are equally.
Tearing
as
her down.
awful.
The Spooter just wants a hug.
It can hug the outside wall where I don't live.
You know, I've never truly considered it, but you guys might just be the reason I get a pet tarantula.
I mean, I have heard that I would never get one, but I've heard that they're actually pretty cool, decent pets. You just have to be careful with they'll leave their molting randomly around. I know
It can
so
be my
much about
streaming buddy.
spiders.
It'll sit right
Like,
here.
You
then I'm
might.
never playing this game ever again.
Yeah, you. Amric might die.
I'll have a new character every session, but it'll be right here.
You'll die within the first 5 minutes.
No, if you get a tarantula, you'll be fine. Their fangs are too tiny for the amount of poison they carry, so they're not poison.
No, Val killing my
just-
character every session.
Oh, I was like, oh, yeah, that too. Also, I will never play until it's gone because I'm incredibly arachnophobic. And yet, I know so much about spiders because I have to stay away from them.
You gotta know
Yes.
your enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to stay away from them. Like, as long as they're outside where I don't live, we're fine.
Success?
Success. Jinx.
Yes. There we go.
It has disappeared so many times, and I finally got
There you go. You breathe a sigh of
it. I don't
relief
even
now.
remember. I don't remember what we were talking about because it's spring and all the spiders come out, and it was like that big. It's too big. Sorry, Rashi. I'm sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
all you missed is my new plan to get a pet tarantula, who's gonna be on here every stream.
I'm gonna have to pass.
Yeah, I told him he'd basically die every session within the first couple minutes.
Yeah.
And a
Like,
Tarask randomly falls down from the sky.
It was asking you if your curiosity had been sated. I don't know if it's asking all of us, but you're the last one who talked to it, Nari.
So the smart response is that this is a god's pet. She goes, I suppose it is.
So you leave me now? You see it's
I
kind
would
of
like to.
raised itself up. The tentacles still kind of like swimming through the dirt, almost playfully, but the hard, more bone-like protrusions that come out from underneath the main carapace of it, kind of walking it around, almost crab-like.
I do have to cast a spell to get out of here, but I'd be happy to give you one of my higher level ones.
I don't mind. Always use another snack.
But if we need, you won't stop me from using the spell that I need to get out of here. Is that okay?
I'm good for a while.
All right. Thank you. Now the real question is, what do I throw at him that won't kill me when I do? I'm tempted to just do a 4th level healing word because I don't really have anything else that's ranged that will
Just
be.
save your spell.
Can I
Kapoor.
save myself? I already promised. So I've got to follow through on that.
I have a last question, if you don't mind.
Hmm.
When we first came up to you, something snapped out at Rachaw here. Where did that thing go? We've only seen your other tentacles, I think.
He opens his mouth, and you see an eel dart out towards you guys. But judging by the color of the eel and the color of this creature, it doesn't seem to be a part of it. And just as it seems the end of it coming out of the mouth of the creature kind of like catches it and slurps it back in. It's my lollipop.
Oh. As
Can
it's
I
a
have it?
constant source of.
He kind of like looks to you, Richa. What do you got for me? And some tentacles start to slowly slide in the sand towards you.
Kirvalin, right?
Kievervallen.
Kivervalin. Friendly?
A small, kind of almost earthquake feeling chuckle comes out from the creature. No. Unless you live down here.
Important to protect
Quite.
the home.
Friendly to Serene.
You say the name, and almost kind of like it sniffed a pungent odor. It kind of recoils back and goes, False God.
Interesting. Well, Here's a little something, and he'll just sort of he'll hold out the dagger, and it's like Serene's, and then Kiravalin, Kira. I can't say it. Destroy.
As you kind of hold it out, the venom starts to pour out from it and kind of makes a little bit of a cloud around it. But the tentacles that were moving towards you pick up speed, spiral around your body and down your arm, and kind of the very tip of it, a tiny mouth opens up. And it starts to like slowly grasp its way down the blade.
Fair trade. Says he's like wrapped and grappled right now.
Yes. And the tentacle unwinds from you and kind of like sits there, almost like a serpent, right next to the blade. And the creature opens its mouth, letting the eel start to swim out, but it catches the very back end of it. And the eel is kind of just like trying to pull itself away.
So
Tori's gonna cover her neck.
the way the eel's like right in front of my face.
No, the eel is starting to. It's not even going at you guys. It's going off to the left. From you, Richaw, it's about 30 feet away, and it's just at the end of its rope, trying to be. It's waiting to be released, basically.
How thick is the eel?
The eel altogether stretches 40 feet long, and thick-wise, it's about 1.5 feet thick. As it sits there and it's pulling and pulling, and the creature is kind of chewing on the back end of it, you see electricity kind of spark down its body and back up.
It's an electric eel.
It's waiting for the dagger before it releases the eel.
I mean, can we sort of like somehow secure that eel first, and then I'll hand it over, kind of like a same time deal?
It's waiting, and the tentacle is getting ever closer to the dagger.
Emmerich will go while this is happening if he has time. He'll go over and he won't touch it, but he'll get up next to the eel.
Yeah, Bryn's gonna go do the same thing. She's ready to go try to slash this thing in half.
Okay, how close are you getting to the eel?
Not near its head. But
I mean, I guess the first question should be: does it still have the gem in its forehead? I guess.
Yes. He was using it as an everlasting gobstopper, basically.
Yeah, because of the thing has magic.
does do either of them like tense up as I get closer?
Either one of what?
I don't know how to say his name. Or the eel or
Christophenson or
Christophenson.
Chris? Chrissy?
Sure.
Christopher?
Chris Christopherson, what?
His
So Chris,
normal name
you're
is so
asking.
funny.
So Chris, you're asking if Chris gets a little tense.
Yeah. Do either of them tense up like
he's not. You get the sense that he's not. He's placated and isn't too worried about you guys doing anything too untowards it.
Okay, so I'll get within 5 feet of the eel, but I'm not anywhere near its head.
Okay, Bryn, how
Okay.
close are you getting?
Because I need to get ready to chop at it. So
Okay. So
Thorin's gonna-
go ahead.
I wanted to cast blindness on the creature, on the eel.
Okay, it's already blind.
Oh yeah, never mind. Fuck.
It's very much kind of looking like the xenomorph alien, the crystal in its head is majority of its head. Like, it's right there in the forehead, so the eyes are completely closed over. Like, it's working off instinct right now.
Yeah, I imagine it senses like the current, like, oh, I'm not stationary. I'm guessing.
I mean, Richard's ready to hand it over as soon as everybody else is ready to deal with that eel. So,
Okay.
And I was gonna cast a guiding bolt at it, so I don't know how fast it swims.
So you see Bryn and Amric surrounding the different portions of the eel.
If we have time to do anything else, I'll just hold my action to attack it when it gets released.
Okay.
And we can see electricity or whatever going back to Christoph, which, whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's traveling up and down the eel constantly.
Richard will look towards Christopherson and just go, "Can you kill it?"
So go ahead and place yourselves, Bryn and Chris, where you want to be. That's the green line is the eel. With your response, with your question to it, its response says, "No, magic stops it from dying."
Fascinating.
That was my plan.
I guess where would we have been from before? Because I don't know if we would have been able to flank it or whatever kind of deal.
Well, he's holding it there, so
Oh yeah,
you
but
could have taken your time to flank it.
Near the end of it.
Well, you guys were down here.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you guys are technically right there, but so I have enough room on the map to put you guys places. I just kind of moved everything off in that direction.
Yeah, I think just to give us a better chance, I'm gonna try to flank with the best I can with Amric.
Okay.
And Richon and I still have our dolphin. I'm gonna have it go over to give Amric the help action because Bryn already has two. And I want to make sure we're all within 30 feet of each other.
Okay, so guys, put yourselves down where you want to be then.
Oh,
We just
I'm
drag
just
our
sort
pieces
of
out.
guessing, was I like right there, or
Yeah, you can be there. You guys were just like kind of directly south, and it was the eel was going off to the side. Richard's really the only one that can't move right now.
a little precarious?
Fucked up and almost died.
Do you have a tally of how many times we say that each session? I feel like that's a tally you should have.
That'd be too many pages.
Specifically, Richard's the majority of them.
Do you think it's very funny that it's in Nori's voice every time?
I can't drag in a Caporin, and I don't know why. I think it might be my setup.
Can you move that one?
Yes, I can. This is the head over here.
Yes.
Caporin will just prepare his rapier to. I mean, if he needs to just jab it in the jaw.
Okay.
I can't bring in my character either, but mostly because I don't know where it's at.
Can you move that one, Rashi?
No, now I can.
26. To drag yourself in, Rashi, it's you need to go to journal. Or is it journal or is it notepad?
Journal.
Off to the top right, next to the little where all the chat box icon, and there's a couple other icons. There's one that's called journal. You click on that, and you'll see your.
Yeah, it has me there, but it won't let me drag me in.
And you said you can't move the one I dragged in for you?
I cannot.
How about now?
Okay, we're good now. Yay. We could, technically.
Okay. So everyone's where they want to be?
We're all considered 30 feet, right?
Everyone's within 30 feet of me.
Of Nori, yeah. Okay. Good job.
Seems like everyone's ready. And then just and we'll sort of leave it there ready for the thing to sort of swipe it out of his hand.
It's waiting for you to let go of it.
Okay, then he'll like just place it down on the floor in front of him.
Or you're in water, so you can just let go and it'll just hover in water for a moment as it slowly starts to fall.
Fair enough. I will do that then. And then look towards the group more or less and say, it's a battle of minds.
Okay. So with that, as you let it go, the creature opens its mouth and lets the last of the eel be released and swipes the dagger. And that tentacle just kind of swooshes through the water back towards it. I need Bryn, Amric, Nori, Rashi, and Kapoor all to make Constitution saving throws. That's a fail for Nori.
I suggest we say goodbye to the dolphin.
There's
No, I'm
14
keeping up
succeed.
concentration.
14 fails.
Fuck.
So Kapoor and Bryn, you both save. Nori, Amric, you fail.
I got an 18, but I don't
Rashi.
know if it's showing.
Yeah, that's fine. Rashi, you save. So, Nori and Amric. As the eel gets released, it feels its freedom but moments away, but can sense the impending danger around it. So it releases a static discharge. All those within 10 feet of any portion of its body that fail their save immediately get stunned. You take no damage, but you are stunned as this creature starts to bolt.
For how long?
To the end of its next turn.
Okay.
So
Just a
on
minute.
its turn, it's going to move in a direct line.
Would I be able to use my held action, to attack it before it moves?
Can I stab it?
You guys can use your reactions to attack it if you want.
Should we be rolling initiative at this point?
So it's the reaction, not the held action of I want to attack it twice.
No, because this is it moving, so it's your reaction to hit it. Because it's not getting out of your location just yet, since it's so long.
Rashi did not hit it. Rolled a 1.
Kaporin's aiming. Kaporin was gonna like stab it in its head, shish kebab style.
Rachad just looks over at Christofferson and is just like, "Thank you."
Thank you. And he's going to.
And Bryn, you have advantage because the dolphin's helping you.
Dolphins can't help her attack better.
Well, they can like bother the eel. I suppose
If-
like
if it was
they
near
have to
its
make
face,
Constitution saves.
Oh
They
yeah,
have to make con saves too.
yeah. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 con saves from your dolphins.
They only have a +1 to con. How many? 5?
Yes.
And then I'm hoping a 26.
It should actually be 4 because my dolphin's dead.
Well, she put her dolphin over towards you.
So the highest was a 15.
So both of Bryn's are stunned. One of Amric's is stunned and Rashi's is stunned.
I mean, technically, they go away immediately when Nori got stunned, so because she has to
lose
break
concentration?
concentration on that.
Stun breaks cons.
I mean, it's considered incapacitation as far as I know.
So all the dolphins are gone.
Goodbye.
Almost like magic, they just disappear. Okay, so Bryn. Okay, that does hit. Let's go ahead and roll damage. Rashi, you kind of swing your mace out, and with your dolphin no longer there, and fighting underwater being a little bit difficult, you kind of swing, and your mace just misses it because it's still got electricity kind of arcing off, so it kind of messes with your visual sight on it. But you end up like letting go of your mace on accident, and it just pile driving itself down into the sand below you. So you got to go use some part of your next turn to get your mace.
Or just leave it and buy a new one.
Does Kaporin hit?
Yes, you hit as well.
And I'm sorry, since it's a reaction, do I get the second swing as well?
No.
Okay. So that's the 14 and then the 10s for the fire.
Okay.
So 24.
Roger that. It's weird having this on multiple screens. I keep trying to want to edit the other one, and I'm like, wait, nope. So 3 points from you as well, right, Kaporin? Okay.
Yeah, 3 damage.
Okay, so with that, it's going to move directly straight ahead. And Bryn, go ahead and make another con save for me. It is a fail. You are stunned.
I wanted to do the Indomitable if I can.
Gotta remind me.
Sorry, I was trying to do too many things. My computer was going slow.
That does succeed, so you only take half damage. So that's only 8 points of lightning damage. And you are not stunned. Okay, so that ends this turn for it. Now everyone roll initiative.
Congrats, Amric.
Oh yeah, I feel real lucky.
One time I wish I rolled worse than this thing, because it's till the end of its next turn, so if its turn came around.
Alright, 25 to 20.
Natural 20 for a total of 20.
20, not nat.
Dex between the two of you.
That's a +2.
Plus 0.
Alright, Nori first. 19 to 15.
Richa, 19.
Rune's at 17.
And Corp is at 16.
Alright, 14 to 10.
Rashi has a 10.
I believe that's everybody. Okay.
All rolled decently high for initiative.
Alright, so that brings us to Nori. You're stunned. Brings us to Amric. You're stunned. Brings us to Richa.
Well, I'm just by myself, right? So I don't have a fish to carry me.
Yep, no fishies.
All right, I will. That is with my bonus action dash. If this is, we're talking, these are 5 square feet, right?
Yeah.
And then grapple, that's not grapple yet. I want to stick my stasis sword, but then I kind of want to try and like use it as an anchor point to hold on if I can.
So you're
If I
trying
can
to like
stab it.
pierce it and use it as a hitch of some sort?
Yeah, as a handlebar to stick on the its end.
Okay, go ahead and make the attack roll then. DC, the AC is going to be raised a little bit, so that way you can pierce all the way through and try and grab the other side. That does hit.
With Nori there, do I have sneak attack?
She's not within melee and she's stunned, so no.
What about Rashi? I'm just trying.
If they were close enough to really make a difference, like I'd say within 10, like near you, I would say yes, but this creature is just fucking booking, so no. It doesn't use sight anyway, so. Okay, 9 points of damage.
Correct.
Okay, so short sword uses d6s, right?
Correct.
So roll another d6. Alright, so you would take 4 points of slashing damage as you grab the other end of the blade that you shoved through this creature to hold on to. Alright, cool. So you are...
Going for a ride.
That ends your turn?
Yeah.
Brings it to Bryn.
And because we're underwater, it's half movement, correct?
Half movement, yes. And I completely forgot melee attacks have disadvantage, but I'll remember that from moving forward.
Mine won't.
Yours.
Because yeah, I'm piercing. I think it's piercing in general is the ones that don't.
Yeah. But you were just using the stats for the short sword, right?
Apparently, Rachel is waving off the back of it like a flag.
He's
He
looking
is
like
a-
he's about to wakeboard.
Oh man, I was imagining bull riding. I'm about to straddle this thing's tip of his tail.
Actually, with the long straight thing in front of you, you look more like you're about to jet ski off the back of it or something. Or water ski, sorry. What'd you like to do, Bryn?
So she's gonna move up for 15 feet.
Okay.
That's not about where I slashed before, huh? It'd be more in the middle.
Yeah, it'd be closer to Kaporin's spot.
So with Rashi there, I get advantage, so it's just be a straight roll.
So the way that advantage works when you're meleeing something, it's when
They're also in combat with it.
Well, it's not just that. It's the whole, like, if you have an enemy in front of you and an enemy behind you, you're trying to look at both at the same time, so people get an opportunity on the attack. For a creature like this, with its head is so far away from you guys, it's not worrying about that. And creatures with, like, blind sight, or, like, even your thing that you have as the Valkyrie, where you have that fighting blind sight, you're not affected in that way by advantage on that, because you can sense everything without having to see it. So in both regards for this creature, you wouldn't get advantage on being harassed. So if you wanted to attack, it would be a disadvantage.
Alright, that's the only thing I can keep doing. So we'll take our 2 swings at it at disadvantage then.
Okay, go for it. Kaporin, you're up next.
Okay, I have a question after.
Okay. So you reach out with your flame tongue longsword, and with the electricity still arcing from it, you kind of swing, and it just barely moves the current around, and your swing goes a little bit wide, catching a certain Rashi on the other side. So go ahead and roll damage. And I'm guessing you had
Rashi's resistant to fire.
Also, in water, does fire still do half damage in water in 5th edition?
No. If it's magical fire, no.
Oh, it's magical fire. Okay.
So you would take 16 points of damage through, because you're.
Does it knock her out of her stun?
No.
I'm not stunned.
Oh, I thought you were. My bad. So it was
I
just.
lost my weapon.
Gotcha.
You know where you're.
Amric and.
Yeah.
Nori, gotcha.
You want to take your second attack?
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's
we
just
saw that.
16 regular damage.
What's 13 regular slashing, and then 6 fire, but your resistance to fire, so half that, so 3 fire. 13 misses.
Alright, and we're gonna action surge. Yeah.
Okay, go for it. "12 misses, unfortunately. Being a little precarious after hitting Rashi the first hit, you kind of just like, and pull back on the swings for the next two. Not really getting any registry.
Oh, damn. Okay.
That ended your turn? Kapora, what was your question?
Mantle of Inspiration. It gives everyone in 60 feet of me that I can see reaction and a reaction and full movement. Does that also apply to stun characters? If my stun,
No. If they are stunned, then they are incapacitated.
And then Val, did you see the last of my attacks, the 16?
Yeah, that one misses as well.
God damn it. Okay.
The 17 would have hit.
Okay. Kaporin is going to do a third, or I don't even know if the thing will hit. Yeah, we'll do a third level shatter on aiming for the head of the creature. I'm kind of questioning my decision.
I was gonna
Choices.
say.
I'm like.
Oh, you already said it. Christopherson is gone, just FYI.
Oh yeah.
I never got to give him my spell.
Also, he said that magic just keeps it alive. It keeps it from dying.
Oh, he took the legendary weapon and is going to second on that thing right now.
Yeah, I figured it was basically a different lollipop where he's just getting venom now instead of this electricity.
He comes back. He has venom. He has a venom attack. Well, I can't go back on my decision.
The dagger is a rarer item than the piece of Trentamir was, so he's just like, yeah, I'll take the upgrade. Okay, so what is it? A con save?
Con save 16.
So natural 19 with a +2 to con, so 21.
Okay. What was it?
I think it's half damage
Just
if it saves, right?
Damage on a 3d8 thunder damage on a failed, or half as much on a success.
Okay, so it takes 7 points of damage.
Mhm.
Of thunder damage. Okay, so it takes 4 points of thunder damage.
And then I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Bryn. And she say, "Swing true, Bryn," and just stop cutting him, damn Rush.
All right, Rashi.
Swing away.
Swing away. Yeah. Your turn, Rashi.
Okay, so you said it would be part of my turn to get my weapon?
Yeah, you're currently about 10 feet up in the water, so you need to go down to get your mace. And then you could come up underneath the thing and still get an attack off if you wanted to.
Okay, sweet. It's hard to visualize 3D battles in a 2D.
Yeah, I understand.
That's why I wanted to double check, and I don't like water battles in general. Yeah, so if it's that close to me, I forget how close we are to the bottom. I'll go do that. I'll go grab my weapon and try and attack it from underneath.
Okay, so you use your movement to kind of go down and pass, grab your mace, and get back up underneath it. So go ahead and, if you want to roll for an attack. And then just let us know what you get, because it takes a while for it to reach our roll 20s. And unfortunately, Nori's stunned, so she doesn't hear anything from Trentamir.
I apparently rolled a 19.
All right, that does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. But the creature hears it. Okay, 6 points of damage. It's looking a little hurt. Different portions where you guys have been hacking away at it and causing damage, the electricity arcs ever so a little bit more further into the water from these locations. That ends your turn, Rashi?
Yes.
Okay. Bringing us to the eel. Okay.
He's
All
looking
right.
at the
So, the eel is going to double back on itself. It can't do that move while it's here, so...
Did it disappear?
It went, oh crap, and its head exploded, leaving a crystal. By the way, Nori, I'm assuming the 30-foot thing is for when you cast Water Walk, so we would just go...
So this creature bends in around Rashi onto itself and is beelining directly towards Nori. With her being stunned, it has advantage. Now adding 5 to your AC, Nori, for this, because it's going for a specific spot. Does a 21 hit?
Exactly hits.
All right. You guys see as the eel careens half of its body around and starts to encircle Rashi. All of you thinking maybe Rashi's in trouble at this moment in time. But instead, it barrels through the water, kind of sliding, the back portions of its muscles working in different directions. The electricity arcing between its front half of its body and its back half, which seems to speed it up in some way. And it just barrels towards Nori.
Does my scarf help?
It's interesting too because it's not opening in its mouth as it's going directly towards Nori. Nori, you in your stunned state are kind of just sitting there jittering, all your muscles tensing in different directions. As you're just left floating in the water before an impact directly into your upper chest and neck happens.
Does my scarf help?
No.
It's covering it though.
You get a sense that there's probably something else at play here that might have a bit of an echolocation.
I meant like if it was trying to jam the gem next to each other to absorb it.
Oh
could I
no,
have
it's a
something
small silk
covering?
scarf. It's not like... As soon as these things get... As soon as these two stones get close enough to each other... I mean, you're stunned, so luckily you're not feeling too much of it. But it is a white-hot heat that is starting to burn around your neck. So...
Rachad's just going to stand there and go in there with your confidence pants on.
Your scarf makes it feel a little softer as it rips your throat out.
The one time Racha made his way into your neck, it was so instant and sudden, and your stone was sort of accepting it. So you didn't feel it during that portion. But two conflicting sides of Trentsimir trying to interact with one another is a very heated battle. Luckily, you're underwater, so your scarf's not catching on flame. Should know that for next time. But there is now a large section of your scarf, cutting it in half, basically, of singe that has happened. Nori, I'm going to have you roll for Trentamir. Well, your piece of Trentamir.
I believe in you.
Come on,
Please don't
Trenty.
do this to me. This is gonna make me so sad.
You roll a Constitution saving throw. So just roll a d20 and add 15.
Boy, please roll high. Yes! That 20!
It's just so exciting. Your arms disappeared.
Yay!
Hold on. This piece is bigger than yours.
No!
Nori just
mean,
used
it's-
all of her luck for the entire campaign, guys. Just
And
I'll take it.
it's solely because she didn't use her D&D Beyond profile sheet.
Yes.
Yeah, right. She used her roll 20 dice.
So that's a 35, which is a pretty damn good roll.
And
Yeah.
the creature.
But like I said, this one has a it's a bigger
Except
piece.
the piece is like the size of that eel's head. That's a really big piece.
Yeah. And please
It's
don't
its
leave me in
entire
suspense. I'm gonna be
forehead.
so sad.
It's the forehead between the eyes, so it's not like a foot long. It's, I believe I said it was 3 inches long and inch and a
Oh.
half wide.
That's still
Yeah.
big.
Yeah,
though.
it is though.
It's an opal shape, you said.
Yeah, oval. Okay. So with this creature's roll, and your roll, well, this piece of Trentamir's roll, Nori, you get taken back. Like, as soon as the impact happens, you start careening over ass over tea kettle through the water. Richa, you get kind of whipped and sent
Ooh.
in that direction as you're holding on to like the back end of this thing. So just like the tail end of a roller coaster, you know, you're getting all the jarring motions back and forth. You also do take, since you're holding on to the actual thing and it's conducting, you take 5 points of lightning damage. You're holding on to two ends of a metal rod, basically shoved into a lightning creature. You're gonna take some residual damage.
I'm all for it.
But after the impact that happens, Nori, after the impact to your neck, those that are stunned are no longer stunned. We're out of initiative at the moment. Richard, though the body is still going and you're kind of getting pulled along with it, as Nori has started rolling over backwards. The creature is rolling with it. It's a couple moments before Nori slows down and is no longer spinning, and the creature as well. But the creature, the eel, seems to slide out of Nori, out of like the tangle of their bodies, and starts to head down towards the sand. Amric, you being really the only one that has advantage in this scenario, you see the crystal is no longer in the eel's head, and it looks to be dead, as no more electricity is arcing off, and the carcass is falling down. But Nori's unconscious. Nori, death saving throw, please.
Oh no. That's just a d20. 16?
So far, so good. You are in that limbo state, and Bryn, spare the dying won't help. She's technically not at 0 hit points. She has her hit points. This is a different situation. But as Nori, you're cast into the black water once again. You are seeing two shards of light impacting each other in the water. Both of this light white and violet color. One slightly bigger than the other. But like two Dragon Ball Z characters, you just see these light forces just contacting one another under the water, and you feel the shockwave come through. Give me another death save.
Number 16.
Still good. The first impact kind of shakes your body. The second one, a little further away. Third one, almost right next to you. And it's too fast and you couldn't see it, but the impact sends you spinning in the water. You kind of look around as the impacts have quieted. Give me another death save.
I'm shaking.
And you all see her body is doing these violent twitches.
Oh no!
You guys see her body is just randomly, sporadically twitching as you guys start to go towards her. This
Child's
next,
gonna run up and just be like, "Come on, Nori," and just like try and give her an inspirational shout to the next realm.
No, you cannot inspire unconscious people. Before Kaporan starts asking. As soon as you said inspire, Kaporan was like, oh. It's like, no, that doesn't work.
I know, mine was more or less just a, "Come on, we got this."
Yeah.
We're enough time to get over there, though.
Yeah, you guys can all get over there.
Yeah, Bryn's going over there.
We start like a cheer line right there next to Nori.
Dear love, help me.
Nori, this next impact that happens is almost directly behind you. And to the point where the light seems to encompass you, and you hear the impact of the two beings. And it just sends an ear-shattering headache through yourself as you get launched in the water even further forward and down, a good 30 feet from this impact. I need you to make another death saving throw. Nori,
That one.
she has been twitching and writhing, and then the last one before this, she kind of lurched forward up in the water like a good 5 feet, like her chest, like leading her. And then, almost as you're going to go grab her brim in the opposite direction, she goes down 5 feet, as if something just kicked her in the stomach and threw her down. As you're trying to swim down towards her, blood starts pouring profusely out of her mouth, nose, and ears. It's not red blood. It's violet. As it's pouring in different directions, making it very hard to see down on top of her. You swim through, and you guys are all next to her. Bryn, you grab her and kind of move her to the side to see if you can see, like, if she's bleeding from somewhere, like what the cause of this is, as the violet liquid has stopped pouring. You see in her neck, it no longer be that diamond shape that you saw so many times before. It's no longer the same size as it was before. The metallic facets around the diamond shape and the leather strap that make up the band have all gone. But now, a thin, almost amethyst-looking stone necklet is around her entire neck. And about halfway through to the back of the neck does it turn into the leather strap once again. This is where that violet cloud that came out from her different orifices, as you hold her slightly off, just so you could see what was going on, all that violet mist starts to get sucked back into the necklace. She's still not moving.
Gonna try to cast Spare the Dying, even though you said it wouldn't work for him, see if it does something. No?
You send it out into her body. Doesn't seem to take hold.
Rashi's casting Revivify on her.
Before you even get through the spell, it trying to find a purchase on a soul doesn't seem to be able to connect. So your spell doesn't even go through, as you can tell about halfway through that there's nothing for it to latch onto. So nothing gets consumed, nothing happens.
Her soul's not there.
Bryn, make a perception check for me. The necklace that is now there is giving off just the faintest of glows, and it seems to be pulsing. You kind of time it for just a few seconds, and it seems to pulse at the same rate as a heartbeat would. Give me a history check, Bryn. Barely. With you being intimate with Nori, you know what her resting heart rate is. And this seems to be matching it. As you all are kind of gathering around, Nori opens her eyes. But it's not her. Her eyes open, and the whites, the pupils, everything, it's all a violet color. She instinctually opens her mouth, and a violet light. Richa, you recognize what this looks like as the time you met Trentimir. A male's voice comes out of Nori's mouth. Nice to see you again, Richa.
Hello. Sorry. And then, like, holds up his weapon.
Bryn, you kind of instinctually let go of Nori for this, and without moving, without like swimming and backpedaling, her body uprights itself just by sheer will, and kind of stands there floating between you all and kind of just looks from face to face. And looks back at you, Richa. It's alright. It's not time yet, but thank Nori for me. And he kind of blinks and then opens one eye towards you, Richon, kind of gives you a wink. And then closes, and you see him open his mouth, or Nori's mouth opens, and the purple mist comes out and goes back into the necklace. Nori, you open your eyes, and everyone's floating around you.
Oh, thank God you're not dead.
Do I feel different?
You feel rested. You took a long rest, so you can work all that off.
Okay.
Just sort of like looking directly at her necklace, like, thank you.
What way is her neck? Is the crystal facing in her neck? Is it sideways?
It's long and thin now.
Long and
so
but the crystal itself, not the necklace, the crystal itself. What direction is it facing?
No, it's changed. It's no longer a diamond shape. It is now a thin necklet.
The whole necklace is the crystal.
So it looks like a choker,
yes.
Like a full-on just straight choker, but made out of stone, about halfway through, and then it turns into leather straps at the back. So it's long and thin now.
along my neck.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Nori, you feel along your neck, and you no longer feel the diamond shape that it was, though you can feel scarring from where the tips of the diamond were, so the top and the bottom. But now that you kind of feel the new shape of this necklace, you also feel underneath your skin. You can feel the necklace is now decently fused into your neck. about halfway. So you see that the necklace, altogether from side to side, that it's lengthwise, sits to be at about 1.5 feet. But the widthwise of it is only about 3/4 of an inch. But
there's just
half
a
of that
thin thing showing. But then there's a lot inside.
half of it resides inside your neck. So
Can I bend my neck normally?
yeah, it moves just like skin.
Is it? Do I still have like a soft neck, or is it like stone?
The portion, I mean, that's how you can feel it underneath your skin. It's like stone.
Is this weird?
Oh, I'm pretty sure we just met Transmere, and he said thank you.
I don't know what happened. I look down at the necklace that I definitely can't see anymore, and go, "You're welcome."
Warren kind of pulls out the mirror, like his mirror from his bag. He's like, this is what you look like now. But yeah, Trendemir popped out and spoke to us. You were flailing around for like a good, what, like 30 seconds? Did
I feel any different, or is it just I was there 1 second and I was gone the next?
It was, I mean, you wake up as you come to, you feel like you just took a long nap, and so you feel refreshed and ready to go. But beyond that, you remember up to the point the eel coming at you, and then just darkness. You don't remember what happened inside.
It's like
as you're saying that, Kaporin kind of like reach over. He's like, "Let me fix your scarf for you."
Retral probably. Oh.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Retral. Amric probably speaks up at this point and just says, "You people have a weird way of doing things, don't you?"
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Kaporing, the mending doesn't work.
On the scarf?
I don't think
My
she's gonna
scarf's
need the
forever
scarf
ripped.
anymore.
You get the sense that a cantrip is probably not going to outdo 2 pieces of a deity going at it.
And
like
how
it's
are we
so
looking on time?
Time-wise, I mean, through the interactions you have all together, you're probably down here for a good 6 minutes. So you got 9 minutes before, like, you're cutting it close.
Can we leave
You
now,
guys
please?
gonna
Are
head
we
out?
done? Are
Yeah.
you okay?
I think so. I
I'm
don't.
gonna ask for scarf. Sorry.
Okay. I'll take off the scarf and hand it to him. I guess.
Disintegrates.
Oh boy.
That's what I figured would happen. Okay.
Oh, R.I.P. scarf. I guess Nori's gonna cast Water Walk, and we're all gonna head towards the surface.
Doo-doo-doo. Taking the fast track to the surface.
Warren starts playing a little elevator music.
A little too fast for you to be able to do that.
Damn.
You're more like Mach 4, kind of just like trying to.
It's like one of those
conscious.
government elevators. Like one of those government elevators that hang to the secret base.
Yeah, you're going hundreds of floors per second. Really gives you all the bends. But you get to the surface, kind of getting launched into the air a couple feet before coming back down on top of the water. You guys did travel 15 minutes by dolphin after you'd gone straight down, so you're still a ways from the Greta's Razorback.
How far away are we?
Distance-wise, you're probably about half a mile.
Okay, I've got my spell slots back. I'm gonna summon. What level is a horse?
You're gonna cast
no,
water
they
walk
can't. I'll
back
just
on the horse?
We're gonna come back
I've got
in
more
style.
spell slots. Can I cast water walk again on some horses and have us walk on horses?
I mean, technically, yeah. Wait,
Yeah, I do that.
yeah, I'll allow
Is
it.
water walk concentration?
Nope.
It's just like water breathing.
Okay, so you're gonna summon horses, cast water walk on them, and then we're gonna get on the horses and ride top of the water back to the dragon turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. You know your sister has to draw this now, right?
Yes, yes, she does.
Like the dragon turtle, just like us on horses on top of water that's like thousands of feet deep.
Yep. All right. So with that, you're able to make it back in time. Nostal kind of sitting on top of the Razorback, just watching the sight come towards him of these horses bearing his cargo, basically, walking on top of water, and he's just eating another bowl of oatmeal, just like, the fuck?
Yeah, that's really what any sane person would be doing.
And as you guys pull up to the side of the Razorback and all kind of jump off and the horses vanish, before you even get up, as you all started to make your way, he just kind of just fucking nods, and he's just like, sounds about right, and just goes down into the ship. Knowing that you all are on your way down, he's starting to get everyone ready to be moving out again.
Island?
What was that?
Island?
That's gone.
No.
No. I don't even know what it is, but my
It's
answer is no.
gone. It disappeared shortly after we all turned around.
Chris and Amber's answer is also no.
It was just your way to get a free ship. But nevertheless, you guys all gather yourselves into the Draken Turtle, close the hatch, and it submerges once again. And starts heading towards the island of the cliffs that you guys had originally dictated for itself. So, there's 2 more days of travel before you guys get to this island. Actually, about a day and a half, since halfway through this day is when you guys came up. But, what'd you guys like to do?
I'm a little emotionally drained.
Oh, by the way, as far as mechanics-wise goes, that counts as a death for you.
Okay.
For revival purposes in the future.
Nori, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
We're a 3-man club now.
And unfortunately, you died during the process, so you don't get any of the leveling up.
Oh, that's so sad. Would
Sorry.
I have leveled up?
Yeah, you would have leveled up twice.
Ugh.
Because that piece of Trentamere had enough experience in it to have given you 2 levels.
We jinxed it by saying I was rolling well.
Imagine how long it just was in Christofferson's mouth. Like, it could have been there for literally centuries. Just chilling. Getting XP for being used as a lollipop.
Licked XP.
And now it's inside me.
Literally, yes.
So, as far as the next 2 days, or day and a half of travel goes, is there anything you guys want to do, say, talk, or feel out? Now would be the time to do so.
I know last time, before we embarked on this journey, someone was wanting to do... Kaporan was working on his doll, and someone wanted to have the what the fuck happened in Rashi's vision thing. I don't know if that would take a whole day or not.
Well, yeah, Kaporan was working on his doll, and by the end of your entire thing, we said you would have had your doll made.
Okay.
But as far as someone trying to get more information about the entirety of the vision that Rashi had, go ahead and ask. I think it was going to be Bryn was going to ask, but towards the end of the trip.
I just figured once we were not, I guess once we were just all together, I guess. So either later that day, ask about it just so we can all hear it if we're all in the room.
Easy enough to do, especially if it's during food time or before bed or after everyone wakes up. There's a few different times where you guys are all congruently together for you to do so.
I guess, Rashi, would you want to talk about it tonight, or would you prefer to not think about it before you go to bed?
Oh, I don't want to think about it at all.
I understand.
But probably preferably not before I go to sleep, just in case it triggers another one.
Okay, then we'll ask in the morning. So I know we're going to that island in the cliffs, the southern island, and we have a job there. I don't think our current traveling arrangement is going to continue from there. Do we have any idea what we could do from there? Or are we just trying to find someone on that island? Just asking everybody.
That's the island. That's the island we think Hebrew is on, right? Or are we going there for a different reason?
A nave?
There's like 50 different things that y'all are trying to do as like a group that I can't keep track of some of them. I blend them.
I don't remember if it was a Nari or or something of that sort. That we're going to go find the person for Barnabas.
That wasn't on the island though. That was once we get up closer to Ixia. That wasn't on
No, that was the
this
hill. That was the hills. That was the
Cliffs.
southernmost island of the hill. Oh, the cliffs. Excuse me.
Oh. Okay, well we were gonna do something on the cliffs before that though.
Richa would say something to the effect of, "Well, I dropped him off with a fisher at the port on the bottom of the island."
If we're all there right now, Emmerich doesn't have anything to contribute, so he's working out right now. So he's probably doing push-ups with Richa on his back.
Richa is also doing the push-ups, so it looks very weird.
I
And
feel like
off-timing,
Richa
too.
would definitely be on Emrich's back though.
So it's like every time Amrit goes up, Racha's going down. And so it looks like this weird, like, offset up push-up situation.
Somehow I don't think that makes it harder though.
Just makes it weird looking.
I know that bottom island we're collecting that tax. And then after that, I think we're going to try to find Hihu, so maybe try to get in contact with whomever took him out.
I thought we were going to that island for another reason, but meh. You all have a lot to do. But I don't know if we can take. You can take jobs from him again. It's gonna just very much complicate things.
I don't want to be taking jobs with him either, but kind of stuck with him because you hurt him instead if we actually don't. Bad things happen.
At this point, is he my favorite person? No, of course not. Especially the way he went about getting a contract. But at the same time, he's going to pay us for this, and we need that. And maybe it's better because if he has a reason to keep talking to us, maybe we have a reason, or we will find a place that we can do what we need to do.
We need to collect a tax. It's nice to have a traveling buddy.
Okay, well, I guess I'll tell you now. Because now it's gonna sit on my brain, and I'm not gonna be able to sleep, and I need to distract myself from the very weird sight of Ratra not being in time with Amric's workout. And that's weird.
He's going, huh? And then he's going to try and recorrect his timing.
At this point, I'd like to interrupt. Since Rachel weighs absolutely nothing to Amric, and he's trying not to eavesdrop because, as much as he's technically part of the group, doesn't know anything. So at this point, he's going to start doing burpees, and Rachel may or may not stay on.
Is that I don't know what those are, but that involves
It's
up and
like a
down
push-up,
motion, right?
and then you go into a jumping jack, kind of.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Anyways, to
Okay.
explain.
I will strap myself to his back. Like a
Net-
piggyback rack.
Wraps his
Don't
legs
underestimate
around the chest and grabs the shoulders, and it's just like, ooh, wee.
The bird has claimed you as his perch, and there's no escape.
Every time you jump up, Richard tries to touch the roof.
Good point. You should try those with him.
To be fair, Richard does weigh about 125 pounds with his stuff on, so.
Well, I mean, we're on a ship in a relaxed environment. He could have all this stuff on him. I assumed he didn't, though.
Rachel, you're never trying that with me. Don't you ever dare to climb me again.
No, you should just follow along with what he's doing. Maybe it'll help your legs.
Noodle arms.
Exactly.
You just see Nori kind of like mimicking the motion before everyone notices. What?
I mean, if you guys are doing jobs because of money, I mean it's not like the best pay, but you could probably, most of you, I might be able to get you like a caravan duty or something, and you get food and a place to sleep and clothes and a little bit of money, and you just do that for the rest of your life in a big giant circle, and it's totally fine.
When did you ever think I cared about money?
Well, you guys
Bryn
have never
says
given her a
that
reason.
We needed money. She said that you're taking the job because of the money.
Well, that, and we're kind of stuck with the guy.
That too. And we've definitely been told that you better just stay on his good side. And
Well,
take your job and finishing
that's
them.
kind of counter to killing him, though. So
I understand, but
I
staying
don't
on
think
his
those
good
two
side
things are
is
possible.
probably less suspecting.
We need to collect the tax. It's nice to have a traveling buddy.
Oh, that's true. They might be able to help us, right?
Points at his nose.
Which is his
Understand
beak,
what
which is
Josh
jabbed
said,
into
but I
Amric's shoulders.
don't understand what he said.
He thinks that because they haven't paid their tax in some time, that maybe they'll be able to help us. Whoever they are.
Oh, okay, that's possible. We should also keep track of all the things that mostly you guys know about him, because that might be helpful in the future. Especially that magic thingy. That was very uncomfortable, and I don't like it.
Anti-magic thing?
Yeah, the whole magic works funny around me. I can't mimic his voice, but Rachel could.
It's not going to
Well-
work quite well.
Yeah, that.
My Trentonir thing still worked around him, so that's interesting.
Okay, well, she looks at Emmerich. I know you're new. I'm still kind of new too, and you aren't in my vision, but you might want to listen if you're gonna travel with us, because you might pop up in a vision. So you can keep doing what you're doing, but like it's okay if you listen in. Just trying to be inclusive. I mean, it's weird that Amric's the new person when Rashi's only been with you for like a month, maybe 2 at the most. Okay, so vision.
Before you get started, Amric's now just bicep curling, which
Is is he like? Is this just part of his workout? Like he does this
he
normally, or is he just
he
showing
he's
off?
just going through weird workouts right now. So he's
Just
part of
stir
the
crazy.
he's part of the session.
And I imagine
He's
Rachaw's
curling
just super chill about it. It's like, all right, so we're doing this now.
It feels like a small massage for you, Richo.
It's like a
Still
giant. It's
fully
like
in the conversation with you guys, just sitting there getting moved around.
his head goes back and forth, and you're like, is he nodding at us? Is he just going with the motion? Okay, so basically, Mithranim showed up to me. I'm gonna assume that he's the one that gave me the other visions that Kaporan showed up in, and he basically said that there's that Barnabas needs to die, and it somehow will allow our plane to be to know the gods again, and that there's one of you or one of us that can't embrace themselves until he's dead. I assume that's maybe Kaporan, but I don't know. It could be me for all I know. He wasn't specific on that part. Um, but he is a lock of some kind, and apparently I'm the key, and I have to get the killing blow. I'm not really looking forward to that. And that something called the Black Hand has been summoned, and when it he said when it connects with the body, but he didn't specify whose body, but I'm guessing probably Barnabas's body. But I could be wrong. But when it connects with the body, it'll be too late to, I guess, save the world. That was the gist of everything. Um, uh, he showed me Bryn's runes all being connected, like lines running all the way through them, and Racha had the white beak thing, which is why I freaked out when the rest of his other parts of his feathers started turning colors. I'm assuming that's age. I don't know. I didn't get a lot of detail. They were just rushed images.
Rachaw will hop off of Amric's arm and activate his key point to turn on his astral self and just start glowing in front of all of you guys.
No, you didn't glow, but that is really nice.
That's
Pretty
new.
bird.
Yeah, that is new.
He'll just sort of like gesture towards the tips of the feathers that you're referring to, and then gesture to the entirety of all the spectral feathers around him.
Bran,
Uh,
Bran, I need a history check from you.
Amric's doing marches now.
uh, no, his astral self isn't white, right? Or is his astral
So
self?
it says it projects as a spectral version of his complete self, quote unquote. So I was imagining that it's basically he has full on wings for his arms right now that are sort of like spectral shrouded. His arms are still there, but they're spectral shrouded with wings, essentially.
Okay. So it's like a spectral wing cloak almost.
More or less, but only over my arms.
It would actually come across more like an Arakakra. So your wings would be like an extra set coming out of your shoulders off to the sides.
Gotcha. Cool. I'm currently doing push-ups with them because I have a
Pull-ups.
a 10-foot reach with them.
Brim, as he does this, and now you being in a situation where you can kind of take it all in and understand and see it happening, you know two people to do this in the Valkyrie. Monks for Valkyries are already pretty rare. There's about, out of all the Valkyrie that you grew up knowing, there's a few thousand of them in Lingvi. You know probably about 45 monks. And the majority of them fall in 3 categories. But there is a 4th. and there's only 2 people that follow this specific way of monk, and it's relatively new. It's a deviation from a different style that was learned, and the 2 styles that you've seen, the 2 people that you've seen with this style, when they activate themselves in a fighting situation, they take on a larger appearance, growing to roughly be in the 9-foot realm, and having 2 extra sets of arms. This is in correlation with a Valkyrie deity.
I feel like we're getting a history lesson and it's awesome.
This is here's what you chose, Ryan.
This is part of the Valkyrie deity of Jordameyer. And
You know you're gonna have to put that in the chat or spell it right.
Hjordimire. Hjordimire. This is a at least those two people who have created this style of fighting. Like I said, it's pretty new. You do know that the deity Jordameyer is the origination of thought process to have created this fighting style. Jordameyer was a demigod at one point who, through Ultra Ditorum, was able to reach deity status by consuming the souls or the essence of about 7 other gods after defeating them in battle. This falls in line with the whole Valkyrie of fallen battlefield soldiers transporting the souls. But Jordameyer doesn't. The reason why he's not like a focal point in Valkyrie deity is because he doesn't require souls. So the first thought process of any Valkyrie growing up is, oh, this guy must be who we're giving all our souls to that we collect. And Jordameyer has actually come down and talked with his monks that are following in his footsteps that no, you guys aren't funneling souls to me. I have no need of it, because he's still working off the essence of 7 deity level beings. So he's like, no, don't worry about that. I just want you to focus on battle, and hence the way of the astral self has been created for certain style monks. But like I said, it is a pretty new monk fighting style in general for Valkyrie, yet let alone for Racha to all of a sudden wake up with it is not a slap in the face, but a very what the fuck moment. So go ahead and continue.
Where did we leave
Doing
off
sit-ups
at?
now.
So
Basically, why Rachad did it in the first place was because he was gesturing towards all the white-tipped feathers that you kind of freaked out at, and then is this saying that's associated to whatever this is?
I mean, maybe, but the feathers were around your beak specifically that were white. They weren't astral like that. So it's on your physical self. And then, Nori, well, I told you yours already in the brain thing you do, but I don't know if you want me to say it out loud to everybody else.
Go for it.
Well, with this other piece in your throat or some skin, I don't know how that's gonna work, but basically Nori's necklace was gone, but the crystal was sideways, which it always looks sideways to me, but her eyes were violet, and she was kind of like what they were earlier, except she was conscious this time.
One differentiating factor between when Trentimir took over her and what you saw in her vision, her eyes were violet in your vision, but you could still see the circle of where her pupil was and everything like that. So everything was violet, but you could still see the outer ring. You could see the inner pupil. When you saw her get taken over by Trentamere, it was just straight violet color across her eye.
Ah, okay. Um, um, okay, so not quite like the ocean thing. Like you
But
could
she was
still see
connected.
her eyes, but yes, there was violet, but I could still see her iris or pupil or the color. But uh, with the necklace looking like it's almost invisible now, really, because it's somewhere, and she kind of gestures to her throat area, but for you, like somewhere there. I'm not sure what happened with that. I'm just glad you're not dead. But
It's inside me now, I think.
oh well, then I definitely can't see it. But anyway, the whole thing is that I have to kill my dad, which I mean, it's not. I'm just glad I don't have to kill Valor because that would be very
Hey,
horrendous.
join the dad killing club.
Is your dad gonna potentially bring about like a horrible new existence? Because I think that's what is basically was kind of said. But
He's doing something. Not bringing about the end of existence, but he's doing things. He might. I don't know.
but yeah, but something about Barnabas needing to die because, and when he does, there will be some sort of second coming where, like, our plane will like be able to be connected with the gods. He specifically said the god we will know the gods' love once more. But I that's very flowery speech.
That seems kind of sketchy. I feel like whenever gods and normal people interact, bad things kind of happen.
I mean, there are good deities, bad deities, neutral deities. I mean, I've never felt threatened or in danger in any of my visions. I mean, albeit this one is the longest one and he was actually in it, but I didn't feel like I was in danger. So I'm gonna trust it unless something tells me otherwise.
Okay.
Just no, Barnabas is not a. I just assume that anytime we talk about him, he's listening in because I don't know enough about him and he is really weird.
There are plenty of spells you can use to spy in on someone.
Yes, I know, that doesn't help things.
And Barnabas appears right behind him. Hey.
Hey!
Hi, Dad.
Hello, son.
I don't think he's gonna want us to kill him. Pretty sure he's against dying. Most living things are. Okay, I need to know what Amric's doing now because he was doing pull-ups. What's he doing now? It's just fun to have you interject.
He's probably on the
Now
lunges
Amric's
now.
doing blah 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 blah.
Yeah, if there's somewhere to do like pull-ups, he'll be doing pull-ups, if not lunges.
Yeah, you got crossbars that go across the barracks.
Yeah, he's doing pull-ups then.
Rachaw's right next to you doing pull-ups with his astral arms.
He's just standing there basically.
Well, like I have my arms folded, so I'm more or less just floating there while my spectral arms are pulling me up and down.
I'll
Doing
get into it too.
one
Why
wing
not?
only just to show off over Amric.
Bryn will join him. Why not?
I don't feel relieved sharing this at all. I just feel like it's a burden none of us should have, but now we do. Yay!
I know it's hard to share, but at least we will understand what's happening, or at least know we're hopefully on the right path once we change. Kaporin, you should come up and do these.
Yes, we should all do pull-ups, but not at the same time. They're good for your arms.
It would be a cold day when I start doing those right now. I will work my arms in a different way as he pulls out his lute and starts strumming away.
Bryn's gonna go force him. Go.
It's only so much forcing that you can do to a noodle
I
arm.
know. I know.
I can make it cold if you want. If that'll motivate you.
One's like, I'm going to the other room.
Kapoor's gonna tiny hut without letting you guys in.
If
Dora's hands.
that is what's required for that no one to pick him up and attempt to make him do exercise, yes.
I
We'll
mean,
tiny hut off the bunk.
I think only Bryn and Amrit can pick him up.
Even then, he's especially if he's got stuff on him, it's pushing it.
My carrying capacity is 570, so we'll see.
Jeez.
That's just carrying, but lifting someone is completely different.
I believe it's technically lifting, pushing, pulling, and carrying. So I could lift him temporarily. Keeping him there is subject.
I think if Bryn and if we teamed up, we can get it.
He's also an unwilling participant, so that doubles his weight.
He'd be a wriggly little thing.
So it would need all of us under him to like push him up to get his arm muscles, because he's unwilling. Gotcha.
And someone has to be up there to like make his hands grasp.
Richaw's magical arms.
Like, you're gonna freeze my hands to like the pole or something, and I just like do them now. It's like, what the hell?
Or just
currently
cast ice storm.
The rest of the crew's just looking over at us, and they're like, "What sort of Saw movie is this becoming?"
They're just hearing all this shit go down on the other side of the wall, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not gonna bug them. They came fucking riding in on horses on top of the water. We ain't gonna bug them.
We don't know what the
Fucking
Caucus is
looking like
rolling in,
goddamn
but I don't
Fabio
care.
coming over on the water."
And then the horses disappeared.
Yeah, fuck that. They can stay in there and do whatever they want with each other.
They're used to I'm sure they've seen magic before.
Yeah, but to this degree,
so ostentatiously.
they usually only see like, like smiting and like extra stuff happening, or artificer magic, not druidic. Let me summon horses and make them walk on water.
As we arise from the sea, having traveled thousands of feet.
And
below.
fucking all of you just riding side saddle too, so fuck it.
Right. Well, and he would have seen us disappear under the water and not had any idea whether we drowned or not.
With dolphins.
And then all of a sudden we just come up.
Go down with dolphins, come up with horses.
Oh yeah, did any of them come up to see us, to see where we went, or like which way we went?
Well, in the stall, he
did.
He was behind you guys.
Okay.
And to be fair, Amric has the same view as everyone else on board. But to him, he already agreed to come with you guys, so he's just stuck with it. You might as well get over it.
I'm sure he had
We
like
get to see
time
something
flight down under the ocean.
Val,
He's
what
like,
did you see the
well-
setup in the room was?
What was that?
What's the setup in the room?
Oh, for your guys' barracks room, it's a bunch of cots back here. Size-wise, you're looking at about 15 feet across. It's about 15 by 15, but it kind of tapers off towards one end as you guys are closer towards the back of the Draken Turtle. But it's just about 10 cots back here, kind of all situated in different ways. But that's pretty much it.
Porn could literally push all of you out with a single spell.
And
You
break
guys-
Would you
everyone
like to try?
in the process, of course. Let's not forget that part.
Yeah, not forget I'm gonna break something, but Porn could have. If you guys come at him, he could potentially just push all of you out.
Excuse me, are you saying that you would deny the big beefy Goliath beelining it towards you?
And then you'd have a Nori who
Character
has
question.
all her spells.
Porn has just met him, and I'll come back to you on.
I'm
Too much
sorry, but the
fun.
linebacker rushing at me, I'm not pushing anywhere. I'm gonna sidestep out of the fucking way and just let him keep going past.
Hypnotic pattern, Kaporin.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, everyone gets charmed by Kaporin.
Yeah.
Ha ha. Advantage against being charmed. Meh.
Me too.
Just
The two wisest people are the ones who have advanced.
yeah,
I
but
know, but
the strongest people are the ones he needs to not be manhandling him. So
Question: how big is this room? Because
15 by 15 and about 10 and a half
so
feet
how
tall.
big? How big is the radius for hypnotic pattern?
30
the
feet.
entire room.
Quick,
Good luck
close
with
your
mine.
eyes.
It's,
But they got to see the pattern, so it doesn't go through walls.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot space. It's a quick and flash of colors.
Yeah, it's a hypnotic pattern, so it's a pattern of different lights and things that happen in the air. So if it's on one side of the wall, it doesn't affect the other side.
It's like every 60s movie stereotype when they get like the weird kaleidoscope stuff going on, basically.
Yep.
And then Mantle of Majesty, Bryn, remove everyone, and then just lock the door behind him.
This is why we leave the bard alone.
But
We just
also,
let him do his little
hypnotic
loop stuff.
pattern just makes you stand there stupefied. You can't actually tell people to do anything.
Matt. Well, aren't they considered charmed by me?
They're charmed, but it's more like an incapacitated charm, not as if you were using charm person.
Yeah, I mean, because it said Mantle of Majesty is basically any creature that is charmed by me. I can use one command spell, and as
Well,
long as it
no,
doesn't
it's
cost.
once per long rest as a bonus action. You cast command without expending a spell slot, so it's just an extra thing you can do. It's not so much like anyone who's already charmed by you automatically follows your word. It's you just get an extra command spell.
Command itself is technically a charm, so like
Yeah.
you would be charming somebody with command to do that.
I feel like I misunderstood what Mantle of Majesty does, and I haven't.
Well, it says for 1 minute or until your concentration ends, you can cast command as a bonus action on each of your turns without expending a slot. So you can continuously do it to people during the concentration on the first person that you have it on. So, like, say you did it to Racha and it was successful. Your next turn as a bonus action, you could do it to Amric. Next turn, you could do it to Brim. Next turn, you could do it to. But your concentration is still held on the one for Racha.
Okay, that spell's a lot more powerful than I had originally thought.
It's like a conga line.
Well, it's only
like a
for
conga line.
it's only for
I mean,
1 minute, and yeah, you got to keep your concentration on it.
Yeah, it's just I had thought you had to charm someone first before you could use it. So, hey,
But
I mean,
So funny
it's
that we're
like
having this-
10 first level spells. It's one of the most broken things I've ever read.
but regardless, you guys, after the Rashi kind of giving off the vision information to you all, you guys talked about doing this before bed on the third day, so you still have a full day's worth of travel if you guys want to do anything during this time.
I have nothing specific.
Racha will mostly, like, all these days actually for like that we've been sort of having downtime more or less, he'd be playing around with his leatherworking kit and with his old studded leather armor that he no longer needs for being a monk, and just sort of like taking it apart and reconnecting it like a pen, just so that he could like try and get some proficiency with it.
Okay. Doesn't really work like that, but you know how to take apart and put together that armor pretty fucking well by the time you guys are done.
I'm gonna look at somebody and be like, I can disassemble that.
Basically,
He's-
like gun disassembling and reassembling for the military.
He's undone and redone the straps like 1,000 times.
Even like every now and then pulls out his astral arms to do it twice as fast.
Just do two different things at the same time.
Yeah. Work at two different ends of the armor.
I do want to do something. I would like to find a quiet corner, sit down, and meditate, and try to talk with Trentman.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d100 for me.
if Nori does not seem responsive at all, Porn's gonna try to put different wigs on her.
Okay.
If-
5.
We will mini session that one later.
At some point, probably next day, I would have pulled Rata over and just talked to him about what the fuck he's got going on. Telling him the stuff about the deity and things like that. Basically, everything you tell me, I drop to him.
Was that from one of the numbers on that dice? The astral thing?
Technically, yeah.
Okay.
Technically, yeah.
Technically. I was just like, I know there were at least 2 numbers that came off. One was the dagger, which you don't have anymore, and I was like, one was something else. And all of a sudden you have this astral thing, and I'm like, yeah.
Well, there was a third one that none of us know what that was
true.
about.
That's true.
That went
yeah,
off
and
in
we
my
have
bag.
the amulet that Kaporin's still holding on to that we don't know Kaporin has.
Who he's not attuned to yet.
I'm scared, okay?
Nevertheless, does anybody
It's a
want to
really
do
good
anything
abil-
else?
Yeah, Amric would like to do 2 things on the last day.
Okay.
So probably early in the morning, when everyone gets up, he's going to take maybe about 2 hours, and I don't know what he normally does, whether it praying or meditation, but he's going to do whatever he does to nature. He's just
Okay.
going to spend his morning doing that.
Yeah.
And then at one point he would approach the group if they're all together at one point, or if not, probably Richaw and Bryn again, and just ask. I probably should have asked this already, but what exactly are your goals in the days ahead?
If it's just Richa and I'd be like, Richa, you want to get out your map? Just because it's easier to point. And just be like, well,
Rolls it out.
yeah. Well, we're going to this island. Basically trying to make our way back up to Ixia. I have something to deliver up there. Richa is looking for a friend who I believe is in the cliffs. Right, Richa? You still believe that?
Ew, Big Island.
Oh.
Fido Island. And then just sort of like draws a line straight out off the side of it. Big Island.
We're gonna see if we can find this friend, collect this tax that we've talked about before, and then kind of make our way up. We know somebody on this top island. If we can get there, we're hoping to be able to get to the land. Make a stop in Emerald Quay, right? Emerald Key, whatever we call it. And then back up to Ixia. And then in about 2 months' time, have Rashi back down in Timber.
Then in Amric's voice, Emerald Quay.
Yeah, as far as I was aware, Emerald Quay was more or less destroyed, wasn't it?
Plus 2, I figured water. Three weeks ago.
That's definitely unfortunate.
Disregard that because Amric doesn't know you guys know about that. So instead of what he just said, he'd say, "Oh, I suppose I believe I mentioned it to Richa, but I suppose you wouldn't know. About 3 weeks ago, Emerald Quay was pretty much destroyed. I don't know what did it exactly, but if I believe there are survivors, but I don't know how many."
Were you close enough to see like what actually happened, or were you just close enough to hear an explosion of some sort.
I traveled about 4 hours from the town, and I turned around and there was just this massive beast that
I,
had came out.
I would explain to him the thing we saw in Jadeport. Would that match the description?
Oh, am I thinking about the wrong town?
Yeah, I was going through your backstory just to make sure I didn't fuck up and accidentally tell you the wrong thing. You're misunderstanding. So, that specific session of your backstory, you were just traveling southward through. You had left Emerald Quay a couple days before, and you were traveling southward through towns. And one of the towns that you traveled past, 4 hours later, something happened at it. So yes,
Never.
you're mistaking it.
Okay. Well, that never happened.
Well, it did. It just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So, but I would explain that creature. Is that what he would have saw or would have seen in? Okay.
Comparing notes, yes. He's talking of the
Jadeport.
the Beller.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. We were there apparently. We almost crossed paths. Yes, that was an unfortunate situation. But I don't, at least from what I remember, I don't think there's much left of that port.
Well,
I was trying to quickly read your entire backstory, Emmerich, just to be like, fuck, did I fuck up?
I could have swore it was Emerald Quay, but I don't. It's
a different
lot.
paragraph altogether.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for
Clarifying which town it was.
yeah. No, I appreciate you letting me know what your group's goals are at the moment, but that's all I needed. All I wanted to ask for now.
Well, I know you said you just wanted to, I guess, explore the water. Was there anything else that you wanted to do? I mean, you obviously are traveling quite far away.
I suppose at some point I would like to return to my people, but at the moment I don't have any specific goals unless we happen to run into someone I know. But I don't know very many people that even have a chance of being out here, so
Skipper Jonathan Ladash.
can't say I'm familiar with that one.
He's the half Goliath that we've met.
He comes at her and says, "People having sex back in the day."
That ally that I rolled a 1 on, would I know that he's out and about?
Refresh my memory.
Hold on, let me DM it to you.
While this is going on, Kaporn has now attempted to put on a wig on Nori to cover up her crystal. But hey,
We're having a little bit of an argument over here off camera.
I mean, it's on camera. We just can't hear you.
Off mic, you're right.
It's a conversation that I'm not looking forward to.
I'm just swearing at him a lot. It's okay, guys.
I'm just saying, Rachad doesn't know what monogamy is because of his growing up. And so she's saying she's into Goliaths.
Oh no.
Too bad Kaporn isn't in that conversation right now.
I'm so glad.
Did you send it to me, Emmerich?
Oh, yeah, I DM'd your Val account on Zoom.
Oh, okay. That's
And Nor's just quietly sitting somewhere crisscross meditating while this is happening.
With Corn attempting to put wigs on her.
you know that they're out and about. You're not sure what's happened to them. Obviously, their last interaction with you was a while ago, but you kind of took what they were saying as a instigator for your leaving. So you assume that they're still out there somewhere. And knowing what they were trying to do as far as their overall goal for your people and whatnot, you guess that they're probably in a city somewhere. You're not sure which, if they're north or south of the border, but they're probably out there somewhere.
The only Goliath I know that might even be outside of Ixia right now. It's an old time friend. Barrack Iron Eyes. Needs a nail polish remover for that one.
You finally made a friend.
Yeah, Barrack finally got me. It only took 3 characters.
And death.
And death.
Technically, for Barrack, this would be the portion of time where he left the clan and was trying to go around and tell the other Goliaths, like, hey, we don't need to be recluses up in mountains. Like, we should try integrating. And during the time that Barrack was going around doing this and also hunting and trying to find, the tracking jobs that he was doing, as well as that specific character, led him beneath the border to the other Goliaths just to check, and that's when you came across Amric's clan.
But I have no reason to believe he ever actually left Ixia, but perhaps while we're down here we might run into him.
You're from Ixia?
Well, Barrack was.
No, yeah, I'm asking Amric though, because he hasn't told us where he's from, technically.
Yeah, I'm from the mountains north of, on the northern side of Ixia.
Man, it's so unfortunate because I, as a character, know where they ended up, or as a person, know where they ended up, but I don't as a character.
But I haven't made many long-term friends or acquired any goals since I've left Ixia, so until we head back northward, I doubt there'll be anything as far as personal goals for me down here.
Well, if we do stop at the island, it's mainly the lights, if I remember correctly. If you want to talk to them at all.
I could, but they're about as, and not to be offensive, but they're about as much as my people as you are.
Oh, well, I totally understand. Oh, don't even worry about that.
I was a little proud of that. He's like, "You're calling me your people."
It's nice to have a
But-
traveling buddy.
But, I mean, they might have different answers that maybe you didn't even know you needed.
Well, I suppose I'll have to keep my I feel like that doesn't make sense. Well, I can always.
Yeah, you guys have this much trouble
Yeah.
improving RP scenes. Think if you have to do it with
Words.
how many NPCs.
But I have like a set list of things I'm allowed to say.
yeah, yeah, it's easy
Your
for
shit's
Richa.
easy.
It's easy when it's not for Richa. When Richa wants to say something, he's like, "Fuck, how am I supposed to say this?" And during everything else, he's just like, 2 + 2, I figure what? People
I
fucking with
would
shit.
be trying, but Nori is meditating, and Kaparin is trying to put a wig on her head, and I don't know how to roll to make that not happen.
You've already rolled for it, and you don't notice.
Damn it!
I will.
You can't have both sides of the coins. Either the meditation works, or you notice the wig putting onage.
Screw meditation. I don't want the wig.
You look beautiful, by the way.
You're stuck. He's finished with he's concluded that a pixie ginger cut is suitable.
What Amric says is, I will of course listen to what they have to say, but I don't believe I'll hear anything that I didn't know I needed to hear.
I understand. But just keep it in mind. I know I wish I had someone right now that I could ask questions of. Tonight, so.
Or Charles sort of pat him on the shoulder and go, "You win all of our hearts."
You win the Kaporan's heart a little bit more, but we'll come back to that later.
Kaporan's too busy focusing on wigs.
I'm interested to see how you respond to Nori's reaction when she wakes up. It's like I'm doing something very serious and wakes up with a wig.
At least
Green
it's a good
paws
wig
just
and not a
manifest.
shitty wig.
So, for this last day of journey, anybody else want to have any other discussions or do anything?
Having that information now about that god Yordamir,
Yordameyer.
I'd probably try and reach out to them again.
Okay. Have you roll a D100 as well.
Kaporan's going in with the wig.
All right, we'll have to have a mini session about that. Anybody else?
Ryan's just like, go for your deity too. I don't even know.
I mean, why not? You might as well at this point just be like, "Hey, is anybody out there?"
Yeah, Amric doesn't know anything, but for the record, does Amric pray or meditate?
It's more of a meditation than a prayer, and it's more kind of like giving thanks rather than like. It's not so much like a commune. It's more of a like. Not to be hippie-esque, but like just feel the energy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured, but works for me.
Just appreciate the vibe.
Yeah. Straight
More
chill.
more spiritual than faith.
Yeah.
Kaporan is now presenting anyone who is awake on the last day. Belladonna.
Little skirt and everything.
Yes, it has a little purple skirt and everything. And it has little rosy red cheeks. It's called Belladonna.
Amric and Rashi are just like, the fuck? While everyone else just feels a little sad inside.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. It looks nice.
I'm sure at some point Brian and Nori would explain.
Yeah, just like really quietly, like this. You just really take figures Nora will give Kaparin a hug when she sees that he finished it, and it looks really good. It's just like, good job.
For the cliff notes, Belladonna was his familiar when he was a warlock. He died. The familiar gave her connection with him as a sacrifice to their patron to bring Kaporin back to life. Kaporin lost his warlockness and lost his familiar in the process.
Yeah, I've lost familiars too. It sucks.
So that was just cliff notes.
Cliff notes and heart pains for everyone else.
Yep. Okay, so in that regards, if you guys do want to do anything solo, besides obviously Rachad and Nori, you already have a mini session set up for you guys. We'll talk about times or whatnot later. But feel free to reach out to me if you guys want to do anything, or if you just have a couple questions, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to go ahead and end the session there with you guys finishing your 4th day of travel. Talking to Captain Nestal, he would say that early in the morning you guys should be arriving at the island.
Can Bryn roll for her deity just for shits and giggles?
What are you doing? They've also explained what they're trying to do.
Probably meditate as well, just trying to reach out about the rune changes or the flower tattoo.
Yep, don't get any response.
For Nori, for Bryn, I just kind of imagine the Halo theme song playing in the background as she's trying to do something.
That's when she gets pissed off because no one answers the phone. Okay, guys. We're going to end this session there. If you have any questions, feel free to message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If I don't talk to you all before then, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll meet back up on Monday.
Night, everybody.
Night, everyone.
Good night, y'all. That was nuts.
Way better than it turned out.
All right, all. Thank you for all for being with us. Have a great weekend. See you next time. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, "I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett."
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.